the real situation. What is the real situation? In 2016, Basil, a pound of chicken cost $100. A pound of chicken meat in 2016 was 100 Jamaican dollars. A pound of chicken in December 2024 is $390. That is a 290% increase. And we say we attack truth, the whole truth. So in 2016, when a pound of chicken cost $100, minimum wage was $6,500. Pound of chicken, $100. Minimum wage, $6,500. Today, December 2024, minimum wage is $15,000. 150% increase. Just a level it off. It not reach there so. But I'm giving them that. So they have increased minimum wage by 150%. But the pound of chicken is $390. That has been increased by 290%. Hello? So the chicken gone up by 140% more than what your minimum wage come up by. Simple mathematics, Basil. Watch this. Here, Basil again. I see report say Mark Golden make more money from Brogard than from his investment. Is Brogard raise Marky G pay? You know? Marky G never raise him pay. Is Brogard raise it? Plus Marky G give away some of it. So, your point not really connect. Talk to me about what me just tell you. Cost of living is up by over 300%, while minimum wage will go up by less than 150%. Yeah. Trouble in the house. Real trouble in the house of Jamaica. Yeah, man. I'm still trying to get the professor, Ralston Hyman, on the line. Still trying to get him. Don't know what happening this morning. Don't think Ralston sleep late. He's not a man who sleep late. But something make this morning. We hear the PSOJ and the private sector organization now making the call. We have to go deal with it, yes, but through the people ended that wait for you still. You sure you can't give me 5 minutes? Let me call you straight though. Because straight give you a better connection. All right. All right. So I just talked to Ralston. I'm going to call him straight. I'm not going to be able to stay with as he would have normally stay. So we're going to just chat to him for just clear up a couple of things where this brother Basil bring up one year Ralston deal with that aspect of that thing there. All right. Hold on for me. Hold on for me.
All right, ma'am, here's your Valentine's. Josh? Are you cheating on me?
Hold on for me. Hold on for me, Ralston. All right. Make we bring in Ralston Hyman for a short period. I'm up on the road. So we're going to bring him in for a short period. And then we're going to bring him back Tuesday night. So we can get a longer time with him. But just to clear up some of them quick. Ralston, morning.
Morning, sir.
How you do?
Yeah, man, we're good.
All right, the people them eager for hear you. Because from I tell them, say, come on, say, the channel full up. All right. Our brother give you an argument earlier. Him say, you always tell we say, the debt increased from 2 trillion to 2.3 trillion. But you never tell us that GDP grew from, what him say, 1 point something trillion to nearly 8 trillion.
I'm on this matter. GDP at 3.289 trillion. So tell
all
him
right. Hold on. But it grew from what? 1 point something trillion?
Yeah, man, to 3.28 trillion. So tell him to revisit him.
No, that's what. No, I mean mix up in figures. It grew from 1 point something trillion to 3 point something trillion. What is the importance of that?
Yeah?
What is the importance of that? Explain that to my listeners.
Importance of what?
The growth of the GDP.
Yeah, well, hold on. When I talk about GDP, we talk about nominal GDP. So debt moved from nominal GDP. When we talk about growth, we talk about real GDP. Real GDP are still less than $1 trillion.
Still less than $1 trillion.
Yeah, so when we measure growth, we measure real GDP. When we measure debt, the debt is measured on nominal GDP.
Okay.
GDP nominal is GDP before adjustment for inflation. GDP real is GDP after adjustment for inflation. So we need to get it right. And the debt is measured on GDP nominal.
So what was the GDP nominal 2016?
$1.9 trillion.
And the GDP nominal?
Real GDP was $760 billion.
What is real GDP now?
Real GDP now is almost $1 trillion.
So it just grew by about 300 billion.
Yeah, man. Marginal real GDP growth I get 1%, 2%, 0.8%, and it declined now by 2.8%.
So it dropped back now because of that decline where we are getting now.
Yeah, precisely. That's what we got in the third quarter, 2.8% down. So for the first quarter, it never grew. Marginally, second quarter, 0.2% flat. And then third quarter, it down by 2.8%.
That is trouble.
Yeah, man.
You are saying...
We're headed for a recession.
We are heading for a recession.
Yeah, man. 2 consecutive quarters decline in real GDP.
When is it that we are going to be in a recession?
Right now, when the month ends, because the fourth quarter ends at the end of this month, and both the BOJ and the PIOJ tell us that the economy is declining.
So at the end of this month, if we don't have growth...
We're not going to have any growth. They already tell us that the economy is going to decline.
So I heard you on your program on Power 106 saying that technically we are in a recession.
We are in a recession. And me call it. I'm not afraid to call it.
So you're not even saying technically, you're saying we are in a recession.
Yeah, man. We have the data for back it. We're not the big talk without data.
But some other people say, no, we have to... But hold on, Ralston, because some people mix up then. Me hear Dennis Chung say, if January we don't have no growth, then we are going to be in a recession. But a quarter don't done January.
A new quarter starts in January. The quarter ends on December 31st. You don't know what I'm talking about.
So,
when you talk to me, no quote them money. Quote man like Larry Summers and them real economists. Them money just try a thing. Yeah.
All right.
Them money are charlatans. Them money just try something better.
All right. So at the end of December, it would be the second quarter that the economy is in decline.
Decline, yeah, man.
And 2 quarters of decline means?
A recession.
So,
anywhere in the world in economics, that is what it means.
2 quarters of decline equals a recession. And
anywhere in the entire world in economics.
That's economics. That's economics 2.5.
Yeah, man.
2 quarters of decline means a recession. What does a recession mean for the Jamaican economy?
It means that the economy is in trouble and it needs rehabilitation. So if you notice, all of the 3 private sector leaders yesterday now calling upon the banking system in order to cut the interest rates in order to stimulate the economy. Medtrade,
continue.
Philip Ramsey, yeah. And Sydney Sweets from JMA, PSOJ, all of them know. So that we're on the same page.
But how many months you been calling for this?
Precisely, but because I'm ahead of them, remember them don't really know anything about economics. So they run powerful organizations and everything, but them don't really know anything about economics. So it have to start reaching them in them pocket before them can call it.
And the Bank of Jamaica, what did the Bank of Jamaica do yesterday?
Yeah. The Bank of Jamaica cut the interest rates again yesterday by another 25 basis points. So the rate is now 6% per annum.
How many times have the Bank of Jamaica cut rate
in the last year? This is the fourth cut. Fourth cut now.
Fourth cut since 2024.
Yeah, man.
And the commercial banks have not responded.
Have not responded.
What's going to make it different this time?
Well, we get more pressure from those leaders who had pressure in originally. Now they are putting down more pressure. So the pressure, everybody else will join me. We notice that them join me now. So with us with more pressure, then they will respond.
So why them take so long to join you, Ralston? Something
because
right.
Them just want to make money for themselves.
Oh, so they benefit.
Yeah, they're not sharing it with the public, which is why the Bank of Jamaica do it, because they want to share it for the public.
Oh, so they make money from not passing on the cut.
Yeah, man, they must take it for themselves. They must hold it for themselves, yeah.
And now that they are now 4 times, they finally calling. You think the bank's going to respond?
Well, they'll have to respond because we have to keep the pressure on them to respond. Because if they never respond, then the economy now will come out of the recession. So they have to respond. We have to get them to respond. Yeah, that is why for months I've been mobilizing pressure. So I'm glad them on the join me now.
Mm-hmm. That will make some sense. How long you expect this recession to last?
Well, it depends. It depends on what is done. So if the banks reduce the rates and people can get money for borrow at affordable rates, then we can expect it to be a short recession. But if they don't respond, and if the Bank of Jamaica continues to take money out of the system in order to stabilize the dollar, and if the government continues to run large primary surpluses and don't invest in the country's infrastructure, then the recession will continue and eventually become a depression. Because remember, the world economy itself is also slowing up. So,
But this recession that Jamaica is in right now, this has not been caused by anything on the global stage.
No, it is caused by government policy.
So all them say the government doing so well?
Well, you have to ask them because you can't be in a recession and doing well. A recession is contrary to doing well. A recession is the next thing to a depression.
All right, some of the things you've been calling for a long time, Ralston, and even in Mark Gould in 2022-2023 budget presentation, he was saying that put an extra $40 billion in the social net to help Jamaican people. They told us that if we did that, the economy would have crashed. We see them doing that now. What is the difference?
They spend billions and billions and billions and billions for that. And we don't see no problem. We end up in a recession. If we had done that earlier, we wouldn't be in this problem now. So it tells us that the people them who talk, they are just charlatans. They don't know what they matter. Because billions have been spent. The budget was increased by $290 billion.
Yeah.
And the bulk of it was for debt service charges, which adds nothing to the economy. But
what do you see coming in the next budget, Ralston? A budget is going to be read, what, March, April? What coming?
That is going to be a very tight budget, an austerity budget, and that is going to affect the economy even more.
You think they're going to read that budget before they call the election?
Well, I don't know. Because the Prime Minister said he do it in full term. So, yeah, I think they're going to read another budget. That is why them coming with all of these goodies right now, because the budget is going to be an austerity one. So they might try to give as much as them can give it right now.
You're on the road, Ralston, so we're not going to keep you long. But, I'm saying you're on the road, so we're not going to keep you long. We're going to bring you back Tuesday night. But, Ralston, you, as a man looking at the figures, looking at the data, you told us a number of things would happen and they have happened. Now we see the economy in a recession. We see we have bad roads. Do they have the money to do the Sparks program? They said the first phase is 20 billion.
Well, they have the first amount. They have the first 20 billion. They don't know where the next 20 billion will come from.
So they have the first.
Remember, I said the first 20 billion will come out of the receivables for themselves from Norman Man International Airport.
Right.
They don't know where the other 20 billion will come from.
So we expect to see some roads fixed. and all of
Yeah,
that.
man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Do we see any problem with our debt payment, our payment of salary to run the country? We see any problems with those in the future?
No, man. No, them are pay the debt faster than projected for us. So if Duncan was sensible, I tell him to slow the rate of debt reduction so that he can pay the other bills. Because the debt, paying down the debt, slowing down the economy. Yeah. If you pay the other bills, fix the roads them and pay the workers them properly, those things will become stimulus to the economy. So you want the people on TV and say, boy, I don't know what to the people them this year, them not buying nothing. Yeah. Because we have to take all of the money and pay the debt and service the people them properly, as well as the Bank of Jamaica take the money out of the system to stabilize the dollar rather than exporting and importing less.
2 more questions before we go. Remittance is one of our biggest foreign exchange earner. How that look?
They are slowing down.
How bad?
Up to no, they are down by about 1% in up to August.
Tourism.
And yeah, they dropped from 24% of GDP to 17% of GDP. So when we have COVID,
20% off.
When we have COVID, they were like 24% of GDP. They are now down to 17% of GDP. And with the policy from Trump, they're likely to decline even further. So we can't rely on that. We need to start earning some more money, producing and earning money.
What about the tourism sector?
Tourism earnings are flat. Then the minister, everybody not tell him man, so the tourism earnings flat, man.
So trouble
tourism earnings are flat.
So trouble there.
Yeah, man. Right. And Trump's policies are going to make those things worse because the American people are going to get poorer under Trump, and then the mass deportations and all those things will affect the remittance flows. Inflation is going to be high in the U.S. That's why the Fed said after this cut yesterday and Wednesday that they did, there's unlikely to be many more cuts next year. In fact, themselves, there's only 2. Yeah.
What about the Jamaica, the U.S. economy going on a lockdown?
Yeah?
The U.S. economy, is that going to be locked down tonight or tomorrow night?
No, they might find a way out. They might always do that. Yep. They might always do that, man. They might find a way out. As a game that them play, both parties play. You know.
Well, Ralston, here we go on. Tuesday night, we'll link up and go in more detail. Enjoy your weekend, my brother. And we'll talk Tuesday night. So that's before Christmas. But season greetings. Big up yourself.
Yeah. Bless it. Same to you and the family and the team.
Yeah, man. One love.
Okay. Yeah.
Ralston Hyman people. I'm on the road and we appreciate the couple minutes when him give away